Neil, Dame's gone on record with Quick and with Haynes about guys that he would maybe like to see coach his team. How much discussion does he have, and I guess approval from Dame do you need from him to go ahead and make this next decision?
Well, look, I mean, in all decisions, I mean, first of all, I've always encouraged participation from our players wherever I've been, because they bring a critical lens to any process involving players or coaches that we don't necessarily have. They compete against these guys every night. They're on the floor with them. They talk to other players around the league. And obviously, Dame's opinion is very important. If you ask him, I mean, we very rarely make a big free agent decision, very rarely make a trade without his participation and his insight. And that'll be the same thing. We're going to run a broad, expansive search. We've got a lot of exciting candidates that we're looking at, and Dame will play an integral role in that. So, the fact that, Dame publicly, wanted to support different people that's Dame. I mean, Dame, if you ask Dame a question, he's going to give you an answer, but there are nuances to this process, and it's a more in-depth process than just at first glance who someone likes. We've got to dig deeper into this. We've got to do impact studies and analysis. There's a full interview process that has to go through, from going through me, through the chairman, all the way up to Jody Allen before we're going to make this decision. But in all things, like I said, Damian is an integral part of our decision-making at all times.
I'm wondering if you have a vision of how you'd like to see this team play, Neil, and how it differs from the way it has played, and then how that plays into your coaching search. Would you go after a particular type of coach, or are you just going to find the good coach and let him decide the style of play and how he wants to play?
Yeah, I mean, look, stylistically, I mean, a coach has to be comfortable with the system that he teaches. I think one of the luxuries that a coach is going to have coming in is we had either the first or second best offense in the league the entire year. And even in the playoffs where we underperformed, I mean, I know it's a small sample, we still ranked fourth. So they're going to inherit an elite offensive team. The mission is clear. They need to make, if we're going to take the next step, they're going to have to make an impact on the defensive end of the floor. So that will be a criteria that whether they have benchmarks that they've hit in the past, or whether we just have a belief they can make an impact on the defensive performance that we've been looking at. That's going to be a part of it, Dwight. But, style of play, it's really just a matter of, I don't want to get into coverages, whether we want to turn people over more, increase our deflections, trap more, blitz more, be more aggressive on the defensive end, or, be more passive, drop pick and rolls. I don't want to get into specifics like that. But like I said, I think when the coaches interview, they will have to provide a vision. As I think I answer Orlando's question. We've got 80% of our starting lineup under contract and returning absolutely. So at least they know what they're dealing with for the most part in terms of how do they get this group to get to another level on the defensive end of the floor. And that will clearly be critical in anybody advancing in the process. Is they're going to have to prove they're going to have the ability to do that in much the same way some of the coaching hires from last summer were able to do it without a lot of personnel changes.